Hello, everybody. Today I want to talk about something that came out relatively recently, as in just 1 or 2 days ago, about Veilguard, which, I'm just going to get this out of the way. I'm just going to say it. None of the decisions that were made, none of the things that we did in Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, and Dragon Age Inquisition will be in Dragon Age Veilguard. And by none, I really do mean none, as in none, zero, nothing. Anything that we did in previous games will simply be discarded and replaced with BioWare's own canon, which, we've caught glimpses of it. I'll go over it in a bit, but I want to talk about why this is such a bad decision, right? So the main excuse, and we can see that that was the main excuse that's been put forward for this, is that, as you see here, Mary Kirby and another dev were talking about this on Bluesky, because apparently nobody likes Twitter anymore. But they're talking about how every time a previous character comes back, they talk about Alistair here. Every time a previous character comes back, there's a new horrible way to potentially kill him off. You shouldn't want your favorite character to come back. You shouldn't want to see, new characters to be brought back. And Trick Weeks even pops in just to say, you know, we're not going to bring a character back to not torture them, right? And then my follow-up to this is just, you think that that's not what we want? And we look here and John Epler, right? But actually, let's talk about this specifically. Them saying that, oh, you don't want us to bring back your characters because we're going to make them suffer. We're going to make them experience bad things. One of the most discussed events in Dragon Age Inquisition is having to choose between Hawk and a Grey Warden, whether that be Alistair, Loghain, or Stroud. And one of them has to die. So my question to you is, who do you think you're talking to? Do you think you're talking to somebody who has never played a video game in their life? Do you think you're talking to somebody who doesn't enjoy these stories? Do you think you're talking to somebody who hasn't played Dragon Age before? Because here's the thing, they don't care about you. If you played a previous Dragon Age game, you don't matter. You're already going to buy Veilguard. They don't care. They don't care, and they don't feel like they need to care. You want to know why? Because the sentiment for Veilguard has been, from start to finish, I will buy whatever is put out by Bioware. Whatever it is, I'll buy it. It doesn't matter if it's bad, it doesn't matter if it's good, it doesn't matter what we do or what they do. I will buy it. That is the sentiment that has been put forward, and Bioware picked up on it. And you can tell that they picked up on it just by looking at Inquisition, Mass Effect 3's ending, Mass Effect Andromeda, Anthem. That's all you need to look at. BioWare has become lazier and lazier and lazier with each passing year, right? They had plenty of time to look at what people wanted out of the game because people haven't stopped talking about it. They haven't. People haven't stopped talking about it. People have been looking forward to this. They've been talking about what they're looking forward to. They've been talking about, oh my God, I wonder how this decision is going to go. I wonder where the hero of Ferelden is. I wonder where Hawk is going to be if he survived. I wonder where Alistair is going to be if he survived. I wonder where Morgan, Zevran, Liliana, these characters, Sten, right? I wonder where these characters who had a major impact and who became, very important characters in the setting, I wonder where they're going to be. And the response is they don't exist anymore. That's where they're going to be. They simply do not exist anymore, right? And you might think, oh, you read this by John Epler, where he's very proud of the idea that they made a conscious choice to focus on reactivity within the game, having your choices that you make as Rook matter to Rook and Rook's story, and make it so that we don't invalidate what you've done. We just want the big choices to be the things that matter, right? They had 10 years. They say in the IGN article here, they mentioned in this article how Dragon Age the Veilguard grapples with the series' wildly expansive lore and your choices in it. They say here that they want you to feel as though your choices mattered a lot, right? And they couldn't figure out a way to do that beyond small cameos and one-liners and codex entries, the thing people have been asking for. The thing that everyone loved about Mass Effect 3, how every little side quest that you did in Mass Effect 1 and in Mass Effect 2 was reflected in Mass Effect 3. Every little side quest, every person that you met and had an impact on your game and that you had an impact on them showed up in Mass Effect 3. That's not what you're getting in Veilguard. What you're getting in Veilguard is whatever Bioware feels like giving you. And I will say this again to everybody who, throughout these past 10 years, has been giving nothing but support for everything that Bioware has done. I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to tell yourself, because this is the absolute truth, I want you to look yourself in the mirror and say, this is your fault. This is because of you. This is only because of you. This is not the fault of anybody else. This is not the fault of the moronic homophobes on Twitter who every time they see a girl take any amount of protagonist, they get mad. That's not their fault. They didn't do this. This isn't the fault of the guys who showed up, played one game, and then left and never talked about it again. It's not their fault either, because they just go wherever the game is popular, right? They buy whatever is popular. They don't care. This is not their fault. This is your fault. This is the fault of every fake fan, and yes, you are not a real fan if all you do is everything is great, everything is amazing, whatever BioWare gives us, we'll take. This is a multi-million-dollar corporation we're talking about here. They are demanding 70 euros or $70 for their game, which they have had 10 years to work on. They have had 10 years to work on what they have built up to be the climax of the series. So far, we have seen Kunari who have human faces, something that every fan has said, hey, can we go back to what we had with the Kunari of Dragon Age 2, where they felt inhuman, where you looked at them and you can tell that, they look like they're made of stone. They look not human. They behave not human. Can we go back to that? No. Kunari need to be as human as possible, so that when you play as a Kunari in Dragon Age Inquisition, we don't need to write new dialogue for you. We don't need to give you a new voice. We don't need to do any of that. That's why that was done. It was out of laziness. We had 10 years for Veilguard. This is the face of a Kunari in Veilguard. This is the most inhuman you can make a Kunari. I've seen some others where they put some tattoos on their face and put all sorts of things to fake like they have those ridges and those lines and all that stuff. They still have a forehead that's as wide as two spread out hands. It's completely ridiculous. We asked for reactivity in the story, and they said no. Give us $70 or euros if you're in Europe. We asked for more customization based on the Kunari. They said no, but hey, hair physics. We asked for a return of the Darkspawn to their more, horror-esque aspect of Dragon Age Origins. They said no, but hey, now there's frontal nudity in the romances. They were very proud about that. They mentioned it, right? They brought it up, even though that's not why anybody plays these games. It's why the critics love these games. They say, oh my god, look at this. It has a sex scene. This is what matters, not the other 99% of the game that you're going to be playing. No, none of that matters, right? And so instead of having your Dragon Age, you get BioWare's Dragon Age. And by the way, you might be wondering here, so no decisions? No, that's not entirely true, right? Because you do get to remake your Inquisitor. We know about that, right? You get to remake your Inquisitor. Those decisions are threefold. You can affect who your Inquisitor romances. You can affect whether or not your Inquisitor disbanded the Inquisition. And you can decide whether your Inquisitor is chasing after Solus to help or hinder him. So let's be honest here. There's only going to be one romance that matters, and that's going to be the Solus romance. Any other romance, you're probably not even going to get a cameo. And if you do get a cameo, actually, I was going to say you're probably only going to get a line of text or a little bit of codex, but they said they didn't want to do those, so you're probably not going to get anything. Um, and the other stuff, it's like, okay, that's meaningful, I guess, but so who's the divine? Major decision that gets made at the end of Inquisition. Whether or not you get to choose, whether or not you want one of your companions to be the divine, right? It can be Cassandra, Liliana, or Vivian. You can have a warrior, a rogue, or a mage divine. Pretty interesting, right? Maybe you could have that decision have some impact in Veilguard. Nope, you're not getting that. Hero of Ferelden, the main character from Dragon Age Origins, wildly respected in the world of Thedas, considered to be the greatest Grey Warden of their time, considered to be the main character of the setting by pretty much everybody in world. One of the first things Cassandra tells you in Inquisition is that if she had a choice, she would have gone for the Warden Commander. And then when that wasn't available because you disappear, she tries to go for the champion, who's also disappeared, and that's why you, the Inquisitor, gets chosen, right? So my question is, now that we're fighting the literal creator of the Blight, the literal creator of the Darkspawn, where's the hero of Ferelden, BioWare? Where is the main character of your setting that you built up as the main character? This isn't me talking. This isn't me talking from the perspective of an Origins fan. This is me just saying what you've put in front of us. You've built up this character as the protagonist. This is the one guy. You want to save the world? This is your first choice. Where is he or her? Where are they? I say he because let's be honest, in the Bioware canon, it is a male hero of Ferelden called Malcolm Cousland. That's the one that they've put in most of the promotional material in for Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age Awakening. So Malcolm Cousland, that's your character now. If you made an elf, nope. If you made a dwarf, nope. If you made a female, no. Mage, no. Doesn't matter. Malcolm Cousland, that's who you get. Straight white male guy. Hope you're happy. Hope you're happy to all of the people who say, well, so long as I can have the game, it doesn't matter how bad it is. I'm happy, right? Well, I hope you're happy with this character who is not representative of a lot of people. In fact, it's representative of almost no one at this point. Because while at the time, 80% of people made human male nobles, that's not the audience that Dragon Age has anymore. It's been 15 years. The audience has changed. The audience wants something else out of the game. It's not the same thing I want, I'll be honest. Malcolm Cousland has always been my vision of the protagonist of Hero of Ferelden, but that's not the case for the vast majority of people who play this game anymore, right? So it's a complete slap in the face. No other way to describe it. It's a slap in the face to everybody who has been invested in the story for 15 years and who has waited 10 years for Dragon Age 4. This isn't Dragon Age Veilguard. This is Dragon Age 4. This is the fourth iteration in the series. And in this fourth iteration, BioWare has taken it upon themselves to change the appearance of the demons, change the appearance of the Darkspawn, change the way that everything in the world functions, change the rules, change the aesthetic, change the way the gameplay is, change everything. This game, because of this revelation, this is barely Dragon Age at this point. You're using the same names, and that's about it. We see here some Grey Wardens fighting against Ghoul Darkspawn, and observe as a very clearly experienced Grey Warden, because he's got all of the drip of an experienced Grey Warden, right? Killed by a Ghoul. The lowliest of Darkspawn, killed instantly. Dead on the spot. Yeah, that's a Grey Warden, all right. Yeah, that's definitely the character that a Grey Warden should have. Dragon Age Veilguard, October 31st. Go buy it, right? Shame on you. To all of the devs who are responsible for this decision, shame on you. Very much so. You should be ashamed of having made this decision. And to all of the quote unquote fans, you're not real fans as far as I care, who looked at this and thought, yeah, no, we're going to actually just buy whatever they put in front of us. This is your fault. This is 100% your fault. This game comes out and it's bad and it has none of the things that you want out of Dragon Age. You're to blame. 100%. No one else. Just you. Just the people who were super positive to the point that it was sickening. That's called toxic positivity. You kill games. You. Not the haters. Not the haters. The haters don't kill games. Apathy kills games. You want to know what generates apathy? Not caring what gets put out. Because if you don't care what gets put out, they're going to put out whatever they want. And then they'll laugh at you and say, oh, you don't actually want us to re-include your favorite characters. Why would you? We just hurt them, right? So yeah, I hope that to all of those people, I hope they're happy. I hope they're happy with what they've received. I'm not. I'm not happy with this at all. This is a terrible decision. Shame on Bioware. Let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like, leave a sub. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.